self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are conversation con artists. What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are conversation con artists. Welcome to the next episode. Hey.
You Ice Cube this week, though?
Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg, not Ice Cube.
Yeah, he did.
That's...
I don't know why I said that.
I don't know. You like my mama. My mom does it. And I'll be like, well, what you... He did, ain't it? But what does that have to do with this? Like,
you're right. I don't know why I was compelled to just say he did.
Well, if no one knew Nate Dogg was dead, they know now.
He is no longer living.
He is no longer among us.
I want to let y'all know about the website. We have a website, www.conversationconartists.com. You can go to that website and check out all the links for our latest stories that we're talking about. You can listen to any of our past podcasts as well as the current one. You can go to the left side of the screen, hover over the mail icon, and leave us some feedback. Send us an email, subscribe to our newsletter, all that jazz. You can find me at Twitter at Mr. Mister_on_point.
And I can be found at Red_Calamity. Also, we want to remind you about our listener letter portion of the show where you can send in questions and we will answer them on the air. If you want us to answer one of your questions, simply send them through the website. Or you can send them through directly to our email, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com. And we only have one question this week, which kind of sucks. And it's not a weird question. I think it's a weird question for us.
Okay.
And you'll see what I mean. And it's not even really a question as much as it is a statement. I'm going to be a dad soon. It wasn't planned and I feel unprepared, but mostly I'm worried about the type of dad I'll be. So that's it. I guess they're just
some input on fathering,
which I have never done.
And I have never done.
But we had dads.
Yeah.
So we can tell you what not to do.
Okay. So clearly it's 500 or 600 ways to be a great father. But I think me and Red have a little experience in ain't shitness with fathers. So let's talk about what you shouldn't do.
Exactly.
First off, you shouldn't get arrested early in your children's lives and be pulled away from them for roughly the next 13 to 14. You don't want to do that.
You also don't want to become an alcoholic and spend most of their childhood, in the bottle.
Nor do you want to use any illegal drugs. You don't want to get on the booger sugar. No nose candy. Stay out of it. Don't dabble in it. No drug. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't even take Tylenol when you got kids.
You should also not tell your kids how much you feel like they ain't shit. Like, be encouraging. Don't be discouraging. If you don't like shit about your kids, like, don't tell them. Or find nice ways to tell them.
Look, however many ex-girlfriends you got, mistresses, let them know at some point, listen, we might not work out forever, and I may have kids with another woman. Please don't come up to my kids and say that you look like your daddy. Just don't. Don't let them know not to do that if you have that.
If you're going to have animals, allow the kids to have pets, because having dogs and telling them that they're not pets ain't going to really work. That don't really compute in kids' brains. Like, there's dogs running around, but I don't have a fucking pet. I don't understand. So don't do that.
I don't want my last point to make it sound like it's okay to even have mistresses. Don't cheat on your wife, woman, girlfriend, baby mama. Don't have mistresses. Like, that's unhealthy for a relationship that your children need to experience. As a father and as a mother, just don't do that. It's not good.
I think essentially what our point is you know what not to do. So do the opposite of those things, kind of. Like, kids don't come with an instruction manual. So I mean, if you ask people who actually have kids, you could ask 20 men and you're gonna probably get 20 different answers, because there's like a million different ways to raise a kid. They're like, literally, they don't come in instruction manuals. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. The fact that you are concerned about doing it well means that you're gonna put forth the effort that's needed. And that's, to me, that's the beginning start, is wanting to put forth the effort and having the determination to do it right. And
our list is a little bit more extreme in nature. It's things that you obviously shouldn't do, but what about
somebody
those
fucking did though? So.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so you need to educate yourself. You need to read and read and read about what is appropriate for kids and what is not, because the only thing we have that tells us how to treat kids is usually how we were treated.
And if we did that shit,
yeah, and
these kids, these future kids, these potential kids will be fucked. So
if you raised 20 years ago, 25 years ago, the way you raise kids is different. You do not put your hands on kids. You can't whoop your kids a certain way. You need to educate yourself about what not to do. As long as you know what not to do and you avoid what not to do, the only thing that's going to be left is one of the million ways to be a good dad. And you just be yourself and move forward, and you can be a good dad in that way.
Keep that want to be a good dad. Like, don't fall off, you know. Kids start getting older and you think you got shit in the bag. Like, always strive to be a good dad. And because again, I think people don't really necessarily think about that, but the fact that you're even worried about it means that you're on the right track. So just put that worry into some effort.
Yeah.
And do your research.
Every day. Every single day, your child is going to show you that you don't know enough.
Basically.
Every single day, you're going to learn more and more. Wow, this is a human being that doesn't know anything, and it's doing a bunch of stuff. And you know what I hate? This side note, I hate when people call their kids bad. When they be like 2 or 3. It's like they've never been in this world before. They're just curious. They're trying to find out how this world works. Like, you can't call a child bad from that.
And not to mention the fact that if you continuously call a child bad and tell them that they're bad, you know what you're going to get? A bad child. If I tell you you're a loser, like, look at how, like, our self-esteem as adults could be impacted by somebody telling you something over and over again and you start to believe it. Now, think about the psyche of a child. Mm-hmm. So if you tell a child long enough that they bad, you're going to get a bad fucking kid. That's exactly what they're going to give you, because that's all I've ever been told I am, so that's what I'm gonna be.
They're gonna absorb that.
Yeah,
they're gonna become whatever you say they are.
Keep saying they bad. That's what the fuck you gonna get. A badass kid. That's all you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Be careful about what you say to kids too, because they listen, and whether or not you realize it, and the way that they absorb it may not be the way that you intended it, because they're new here. And so they don't know.
And I'm not saying there ain't no such thing as bad kids.
Oh, there absolutely is. But
how you handle that and how that child turns out is your job. It's up to you. You can change that.
Yep. Well, and kids do bad things. You did bad things. I did bad things. I could sit up here and talk an entire episode about shit I shouldn't have did when I was a kid that I remember getting whoopings for. So,
there's some little sociopathic little 5-year-olds out there.
But
they gonna try to put the firecracker in the dog ass.
That's the exception, though. Most kids are not out here lighting dogs' asses on fire.
But if your kid put a firecracker in the dog ass, you need to distance yourself from this child and get him some help.
He got to go. My kid, you got to go. I know too much about psychology. You got to go. I'm not gonna wait till you get older and kill me. A lot of Menendez brothers, fuck that. You got to go. You got to go. But I don't know if that answered your question. Probably not. Because there isn't an answer. I guess that's the thing. Being a good parent means trying and putting forth effort. That really all it, because you don't know what your kid's going to do from day to day, and they're going to present you with stuff that maybe nobody's ever had to deal with before. You know, kids are unpredictable as shit. You just got to try and keep trying and keep trying.
I feel like the measure of a parent is how you respond when you walk into the room and the wall's been painted in doo-doo.
That's why I ain't got no fucking kids.
See, look
right
at you.
Now.
How you gonna respond? If you walked in the room, you don't even know how you would respond right now.
It would not be a good response. It would be a lot of yelling. Right now, in this body, without an actual kid in the room, I just imagine be a lot of profanity. and a lot of screaming. I wouldn't actually hurt the kid, but I would lose my shit. Like,
just like they did on the wall.
Yeah, basically. Oh, fuck that. See?
They say by the time you get kids a certain age, you used to pee and doo-doo being on yourself so much it ain't nothing. You essentially got to change a baby's waist.
I pick up after a dog 3 times a day, and I fucking hate it every time. There's no getting used to it. And if he goes in the house, I lose my fucking shit. You go outside. You don't put this shit in my house. So, I don't know about that. I done had him 8 years, and I've been picking up shit for 8 years, and I still... No. I still get mad when he goes in the house. Give a shit.
He's not a baby.
Shit is shit. Why do people act like baby shit is better than any other shit?
I
shit
mean,
is shit. It's
really
all
compare
excrement.
Baby and animal shit. But
it's all excrement.
The context of a human versus an animal is different for some people.
Man.
For a lot of people.
Man.
I guess after you have a kid, we got to ask you how you felt about Kingston when he was a puppy versus how you feel about your baby when they a baby.
We'll see. Maybe it'll be different. I guess I should hope that it's different from my maternal instincts. I guess. We'll see.
I didn't have to put the baby in a cage.
That's going to be sad. I'm going to miss that. That was nice. Kenneling him was nice. You could just throw him in there. DHR, frowns upon that, so you can't really do that with kids. Yeah, don't do that with your kids.
Don't do that. That is in bad father range.
Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, so that was the only question we had this week. If you would like for us to bumble through one of your questions on the show, send them through the website, or you can also send them through our email, which again is conversationcardartist@gmail.com. And now we are going to get into some unnatural selection for the week. And let me just, my least favorite one, because I feel like people gonna feel some kind of way. So Joel Olsteen is coming under fire. Now, let me preface this by saying I am not a religious person, so I have no attachment to Joel Olsteen. So I wasn't upset in the fact that, oh my God, I post his quotes every day and he did this. I just thought it was kind of fucked up just in general. So apparently in October of last year, he did an interview where he was singing Donald Trump's praises, not necessarily as a presidential candidate. He wasn't necessarily endorsing him per se, but he called him a good man and said that he was a longtime friend of the ministry. Now, people who really go hard for Joel Olsteen would argue that that's not an endorsement and people are just being, who in their right mind would call Donald Trump a good man? His toupee's not good. There's nothing good about him. What the fuck are you? That's an endorsement from my end. Joel Olsteen, of course, has come out and said that he did not endorse Donald Trump, which he wouldn't say that he did anyway because of the legal pastors, when they're speaking on behalf of churches, are not allowed to get into politics because they're nonprofit organizations, which gives them some tax breaks, and so they could potentially get into trouble because they're supposed to be, they're not supposed to get involved in politics when you're part of a non-for-profit. So he wouldn't. It's not like he'd be like, sure did. Trump's the best. Vote for Trump. He wouldn't do that anyway, even if that was his backdoor way of endorsing Trump. And then people were like, well, it was back in October. Trump was still an asshole in October. He ain't just become an asshole in January. And the campaign shit's been going up. So don't give me that. That October wasn't that damn long ago. Let's not do that. Let's not act like it was 5 years ago he said this shit. He just said it in October. It's March. So let's not get crazy.
How are you a friend of a ministry?
I don't know.
How are you a friend of a whole ministry?
Wrote checks for the church is what my interpretation of that shit was.
And why he didn't say a friend of mine?
No, it's of the ministry. It's been a friend of the ministry.
I guess he had to write some checks for that.
I'm thinking he probably has, but people were upset. Here's the thing. And this is part of my issue, my own personal issue with organized religion, is that people put these people, they put pastors on a pedestal. Joel Olsteen is a businessman. Joel Olsteen makes a shit ton of money doing what he does, and as such, if singing the praises of Donald Trump's gonna get him another check written, I just don't know that he's so far beyond the worldly means like that he's gonna like not do that because he's Joel Olsteen and he has this, you know, religious concept going on. I just don't understand like the need for people to put them on pedestals because people are really, I can't believe I love Joel Olsteen. I can't, like, he's a man. He's a businessman. He's a millionaire because of what the fuck he does. Like, are you really surprised? Like, it's the same way when, like, most rich people are Republicans. That's just what it is. Like, because the Republicans, you know,
their whole political ideology caters to
rich people
so
and
helping.
It makes sense to me that rich, and I'll get into with another story about something that doesn't make sense when you're a Republican, but being rich and being a Republican, that kind of goes together. That makes sense. Like, I get that. So I'm not surprised that it just doesn't surprise me, but people were pissed. Or they were really pissed or they were coming to the rescue of Joel Olsteen.
Just got a problem with all the whole mega church thing anyway, man. I don't know. To me, it just seems to be so far away from the closeness that you get with faith because it's so huge and so disconnected. You can't talk to your pastor, you know? And so I always have a problem with that. And then Joel Olsteen looked funny to me.
Yeah, he does.
He looked like a grown-up Pee Wee Herman. Like a Pee Wee Herman took off that little bow tie and, you know, got itself together and learned some good old spiritual quotes and read the Bible and put on a suit. Like, I feel like that's Joel Olsteen.
He does.
That could be his older brother. Joel Olsteen is Pee Wee Herman's older brother.
Oh, shit.
He left the Playhouse. You know what I'm saying? Got done with all of that. Went into religion. And, you know, I feel like that's the situation.
That's kind of hilarious. He does kind of look like Pee Wee Herman. But yeah, I don't know. People were really surprised. I wasn't surprised. Like, for Ernest goes to camp.
Or Ernest. Just somebody with a skinny face. A skinny face and a long head.
He does look kind of creepy. I don't know. He's weird.
He look like a ventriloquist dummy. Like, look at him and imagine like somebody being behind him with a hand in his back.
I can't. I hate you.
His teeth just go up and down telling jokes.
I can't believe you said this man looks like a ventriloquist dummy. That's hilarious.
I mean, I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. The next thing that I have is the fact that they have announced that they're canceling I Am Kate, which is Caitlyn Jenner's show. And I don't really think nobody is surprised because I don't really think nobody was really talking about that show, giving a shit about it. I feel like they tried to capitalize off of the sensationalism of him being transgender and now being her. And I think they thought people were going to be interested in it. Here's the thing that nobody took the time to like realize, okay? On Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Bruce Jenner was the least interesting fucking person on that show. Like, he was just background, essentially. That's all he is. He's background, right? So I don't know why you would think him becoming Caitlyn now is going to make her any more interesting of a person than fucking Bruce was. Your personality does not change because you get a sex change. Like, you are you. Like, personality wise, you're still you. She's not interesting. She's just not an interesting person. She just isn't. And so I'm not surprised that the show got canceled. It makes sense to me. I was more surprised that she's a Republican. That's where I was getting to with the things that don't make sense to be a Republican. They don't even believe that you should exist. Right? Like, you go against everything, all of their, like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Bruce Jenner being a Republican, sure. Caitlyn Jenner being a Republican, and I think that's another thing. I think she alienated a lot of the community. I think it was Ellen. It was at the interview she did with Ellen, where she was like, she believes in traditional marriage between a man and a woman. Caitlyn, really? Caitlyn, do you know who you are? Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? So I think she alienated a lot of people too.
Well, if she get married to a woman, would that still be accurate?
No. No, because you're living your life as a woman. So
then if she gets married to a man, that would still be accurate.
But it's not in the traditional sense of natural, not in the way that a Republican, natural born woman and natural born man, that's the unsaid part of that.
So it's lose-lose.
Basically.
She can't have a traditional marriage between a man and a woman.
She shouldn't have been, and which is exactly why the fuck she shouldn't have been saying that shit. Like, and why even Ellen, like, was trying to fix it. Like, Ellen was just like, what? Like, you should watch the clip from that interview. Even Ellen was kind of trying to like fix it, like was just kind of like, do you know what you're saying? Like, because you know Ellen's a lesbian and so it's offensive.
I guess the question is, do you believe in that one primarily and other ones can exist, or do you believe in it in a way that you don't believe in all the other ones?
The way she explained it is that she only feels that real marriage is in the traditional sense between a man and a woman. Now, she did say people can do whatever they want to and they have the right to do whatever they want to do. But for her, marriage traditionally is a man and a woman.
That's
in her mind.
Cock.
Which, there's nothing traditional about you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not traditional. Like, that just made no sense. So I think it was a culmination of her just being boring as fuck and also her alienating a lot of the community with the comments that she made on that interview because people were pissed. And I'm not surprised that the show flopped. Like, nobody was interested. I mean, I don't give a shit.
When Bruce was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians as Bruce, he wasn't in the right place. He wanted to be a lady. You know, he was withdrawn, you know? And so I'm likely to believe that once Bruce became Caitlyn Jenner, that all changed. But the manslaughter is what got him messed up now.
Oh, yeah.
See, the manslaughter messed it up. Probably had a good 2 months of being happy Caitlyn Jenner, but that manslaughter took you back down.
I forgot about that shit. Yeah, that's right. She did kill somebody, didn't she?
Manslaughter, she ain't been the same since.
Vehicular manslaughter with a car.
That's what did it.
Yeah, I just think the personality is been the same across the board. I just don't think that this is everybody's not made for reality TV. I'm telling you right now, my life is not fucking interesting. If a camera crew followed me around, nobody would watch that shit. I'm not disillusioned enough to think that people would give a fuck about my life. I'm not that interesting of a person. I'm self-aware enough to know that. I wouldn't make a good reality show. It'd be a whole lot of profanity, a whole lot of me sitting around watching TV and playing video games. Like, that's it. That's my life, essentially. Going to work. That's it. Really. That would be it. It's boring. I really feel like they thought they were going to be able to capitalize off of the whole transgender thing, and it did not work out. Because, one, she stuck a foot in her mouth with all of them comments about traditional marriage. And two, she's just not interested in person. Like, not to me. Caitlyn's not interesting to me.
And vehicular manslaughter.
Can't forget about that.
No,
the vehicular
let's not forget about that component. That is definitely a variable.
That played a large role in it as well. But yeah, so her little show's canceled. But I'm sure she's still gonna be on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Or no, why would she be? She don't really. Do they still get together? I don't watch either show, so I don't fucking know. Do they still get together? It's like, well,
she's somebody's daddy.
She's
that sounded weird to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's somebody's daddy.
She still interacts with them, but I don't know that like she'd be on the show. Maybe she will be now that she ain't got her own damn show no more.
Do they call her dad or mom?
I have no clue. I would assume mom now because it wouldn't make sense to call her dad.
Would it? It'll be rude to expect them to call you mom.
I bet they do though. I just can't imagine them calling you. I mean,
mom too.
Mom too.
Mom squared.
Or just Caitlyn. I'll just call you Caitlyn. We'll just call you Caitlyn from now on. That would be that I don't. Huh? KJ. I don't know how I would imagine they don't call her dad though, because that would be weird. I mean, calling her mom is gonna be weird too when you called them dad before, but when you're having to use feminine pronouns and referring to dad, that just would be confusing as fuck. I feel like, I don't know, who knows. Some of y'all out there that watch the show may know, because that may have been addressed. I don't fucking watch those Kardashians, as y'all know, so I don't fucking know. But yeah, moving on. Last thing I have is, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. So Jared Fogle, Mr. Subway, apparently is getting his ass handed to him in prison. And who the fuck is surprised? Everybody knows that prison has their own little hierarchy of morals, and pedophiles are at the fucking bottom of the food chain. They're gonna fuck you up if they find out that's what you in for. And I saw people did a story on it, because again, he got his ass beat apparently, and they had some jailhouse informant that was like talking about how things have been in there for him. So apparently pedophiles are called CHOMOs, CHOMO, in prison. And he said that in the jailhouse hierarchy, you know, you got murderers, gangbangers, like they at the top, they're the most highly respected. CHOMOs, which are the pedophiles, are down with the rats and the snitches, and they're just as bad as them to the people in the jail. So he was basically like, it don't fucking matter where Jared go, because he's so well known that he gonna get fucked up wherever he goes. So them switching his prison's not gonna make a difference. And Jared's trying to appeal the court decision, but you took a plea deal, motherfucker. Like, you cannot appeal your plea deal that you took. Like, you in there for however fuck 15 years, whatever the fuck they gave you. Like, that you in there for that. Like, just buckle in, because you in there. Like, you cannot appeal a plea deal. Like, you took it.
I want to expound on something real quick. Jared Fogle is getting his ass beat, and he's getting his ass beat. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
All of those foot long, like, first of all, the memes when he first got arrested was so fucking funny, y'all. Black Twitter's hilarious about him getting the foot longs in jail. Yeah, probably so. I would imagine that that's happening to him too. And that's what happens when you fuck with kids. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to feel bad for Jared. Listen, really is.
Leave the kids alone, okay? Even the people in jail have hearts, and they have kids that they miss. And if you come to jail having done something to a child, they gonna take their aggression out on you. It's just not gonna be a wonderful place for you. This is
and
well
this is where
known.
You're locked up for years. Like, there is no escape. Like, this is like the order. This is the rules. Like, it don't matter where you fucking go, they're gonna fuck you up everywhere. Like, you can't even get transferred to another prison, because the rules, this particular rule is gonna be the same wherever you go, which is what the jailhouse informant was saying. Like, they can move him if they want to. Shit gonna happen wherever you go. So I find it very difficult to feel any sympathy for Jared. You know, that's what happens, man. Shouldn't have been fucking with them little kids. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, this is America. The American jail system is not a place that you want to go. Nope. And you don't want to go there after having messed with some children.
You don't. Because the guards ain't really finna be trying to save you for real. Like, no, I mean, the way the jailhouse informant explained it is that it's just this unspoken, like, understand the guards, the prisoners, everybody, like, understands this, and they're not gonna let them kill you necessarily, but they're not gonna, like, be as quick to run to your aid when you get your ass stomped out. So
it is what it is. I mean, I don't like it. I don't like the jail system the way it exists. I can't say that he don't deserve something for it, but what the system dictates is that you are removed from the general population, and you can't have that interaction. Like, none of it say you gotta be there getting your ass beat and getting raped and all of the things that we hear about in the jail population. You know, so for the system to allow it to exist, it's the same system that allowed them to go without food sometimes, because there's been some jail systems that they don't go without food. It's been some that's allowed males to abuse women in those jails, sexually abuse women in those systems. Yeah, I mean, it's just one nuance that you approve of just makes way for a whole bunch of other things that you can't really control. So if you can't control that one thing,
you're not able to control the rest of it.
You're not gonna be able to control the rest of it. And so as far as the whole jail system go, I don't like it. As far as him getting his ass beat and his ass beat, he shouldn't have did that shit.
He really, I mean,
he knew what kind of system we got. You know what kind of system we got.
Watch Oz? Has he never fucking seen Oz? Like, I don't understand. I just feel like at this point, that's a well-known thing. Like, I ain't never been to prison, but I know that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is such a well-known thing that if you're a pedophile, you should be prepared to get fucked up, or you should be prepared to lie about why you're in. Like, Jared didn't have that luxury because he's so well-known, and so, you know, he really couldn't lie about why he was there. But, like, I wonder, do pedophiles do that? Like, I wouldn't go in. I'd be like, I murdered 6 people. I'm here.
You can't do that.
I mean,
like, prisoners have cell phones now. Like, they know what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
They be like, let's Google this motherfucker. Kids. Hell no.
This motherfucker lied.
They probably scratch his name into the rocks.
Oh my God.
They probably got a whole rock full of
list.
pedophile names scratched in, and then lines just marked through some of them just so all the other would be scared. Yeah, he lasted 2 months. He lasted 6 months. He lasted 3 days. I don't never seen no shit like that.
I just know Jared's got a long road ahead of him, because even if they do move him, I mean, it's gonna be the same. It sounds like it's gonna be the same wherever the fuck he go. His best bet, I guess, at this point would be getting put in solitary, where they only let him out for like an hour a day.
He need to just become a prison badass. He need to go and stab.
Have you seen Jared? Jared don't really.
I'm not saying this is possible. I'm saying what's gonna happen is he gonna go try to do it and get murked off real quick. You know, but what he should try to do is become a good old prison badass. Go and shake the top dude. Like, if this was an Adam Sandler movie, he could do it.
Yeah, but you know not in real life.
Not in real life, though. Yeah,
it's not gonna work out well for him. But that is all I have for Unnatural Selection for the week.
All right. Well, the first thing I got to talk about in Deliberate Nonsense is Mitch McConnell. As y'all know, Antonin Scalia, Supreme Court Justice, died. A crazy thing about him dying is that Clarence Thomas, who has been silent for the last 10 years on the stand, started asking questions after Antonin Scalia died. It's crazy. Like, it's been like 2 Supreme Court justices that have been completely silent and not asking questions.
Yeah.
As to where, like, Scalia was a very aggressive question asker. Mm-hmm. Clarence Thomas, he never asked questions. But he broke his silence like twice. He broke his general silence, and then he asked a question, which he had not done for 10 years. I don't know. I mean, I just wonder what the connection was. You know, like, did he just let Scalia do his thing because they think so much alike that he really asked all the questions
That's
he asked?
That's what I was going to say, is that he didn't have to necessarily, because anything he was going to bring up, Scalia did. So I don't need to shit. Let him do it kind of thing.
I don't know. But he died, and there needs to be a new justice. There needs to be a replacement justice. Mm-hmm. Mitch McConnell, which is the head of the Republican Party or whatever. He was the head of something. I don't know what he might be. I don't know what the name of it is, but he just came out and said we ain't voting in no justice until the election. You know, until November sometime. Mm-hmm. Which is just completely disrespectful.
It is.
It's still 8 years down the line, shows their resistance to anything that President Obama tries to accomplish.
Yep.
It's ridiculous to the very end.
He's on his way out the fucking door. Like, let it go.
And he nominated somebody. Like, it ain't gonna stop him from doing what he doing on that side.
And the person that he nominated, because I saw a think piece on this, I want to know what they're gonna say, like what objections they can have to this person, because he picked somebody that's like safe as fuck. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be very hard for them to come up with reasons as to why this would not be an appropriate person.
What Mitch McConnell, well, I'm gonna start calling Bitch McConnell from here. See, what Bitch McConnell was saying was they are there for a system of checks and balances. And they somehow felt that, now this was before his nomination, they somehow preemptively already felt that whatever decision President Obama made was going to be one that threw the checks and balances off. So they already had planned, before Obama talked about who he was thinking about nominating, they already had planned that they weren't going to go for it anyway. So it's not even about who the choice is. Yeah. It's about the fact that President Obama made that choice.
Yeah.
If those same people were up to be chosen by whoever going to be the next president, they would probably be more okay with it.
Yep, they would be. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting because they're not going to come out and say we don't want to do it because Obama chose them. But that's the only that's what I'm saying. He picked somebody where it's going to be blatantly obvious that this is why y'all are doing this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other reason. There's no other possible reason that y'all don't want this person other than the fact that I'm the one that nominated them.
Like, Mitch, this your cousin, bruh. You ain't gonna, just because I chose him, you ain't gonna get your cousin in.
Basically,
I feel like that's how it would be anyway. Like, it don't matter.
It don't matter. It really doesn't matter. Like, because they've already decided that they're not going to. But he made sure to choose somebody that when they do that, it's gonna be very obvious that is exactly what they're doing. They're not gonna be able to like have a legitimate reason as to not pick his candidate, like other than the fact that he picked them.
When President Obama is no longer in the office, it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad.
It is.
8 years.
It ain't going to be sad for him because I bet he tired of this shit.
I told you he going to put on the dashiki and he going to record YouTube videos of him doing popular dances. He going to be dabbing. Old dances too. He going to do the crank the Superman. Crank that soldier boy. He going to do all of that in a dashiki in Africa. He gonna take his family, but I don't know. What you think Obama gonna do after this?
Who knows?
Everybody get on the campaign. I feel like he gonna be one of the few presidents to get out of this shit issue free. Yeah. Except perceptually, he ain't got no real issues. Mm-mm. Bush had a war. Clinton had a mistress. The other Bush had a war. Like, it's been some time. I mean, he continued deploying people to places because of the war that already had, existed. He gonna get out of here scandal free.
Yeah, which is amazing after 2 terms.
And get a library built in Chicago.
Yep.
But I just wanted to point out the consistency of their adamantly not working with President Obama.
Bitches.
To the very fucking end. The next thing I want to talk about is a video game that I just started playing called The Division. It's a game that it's like one of those virus outbreak games. A virus outbreak happened in New York, and they made a 1-to-1 ratio model of Manhattan. So if you know Manhattan, you pretty much can look around this whole game and see that city. Yeah. But it's a war-torn city, from within. Yeah. It's like not a war, but the city, the criminals are trying to stop them from getting the cure, and there's people out here trying to get the cure. Now,
is it like Resident Evil?
It's not like Resident Evil. It didn't turn anybody to zombies. Oh, okay. Everybody just got sick and died. Oh, okay. But now the people that's left, people that ain't sick, is between criminals and this group of people that's trying to find all the smart people that's left. Oh, okay. And a lot of criminals done kidnap smart people to get them to do stuff. Oh, okay. I mean, but it's an MMORPG, which is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, which just means that a whole bunch of different people around the world can get online and play this game all together and just be running around the whole city, and be complete missions and everything. It's a great game. It's a gorgeous game. Looks really good. But it's something that I experienced when I played the game that I wanted to kind of bring up. So, at the very beginning, I'm probably only 3 hours in the game. at the very beginning, when you get to the first level, an Asian woman walks in. And I think her name might be Fei Long, or it's a traditional Asian name where you know that this is an Asian name. Now, I'm not being specifically politically correct because I don't know if that's a Korean, a Chinese, a Vietnamese name, so I'm just saying Asian generally. But her voice was so white. You know, it was clear that she was voiced by a white actor, a white actress in that role. It's possible that she was portrayed by an Asian actress with impeccably American English and syntax. And
it's possible,
proper
but
English.
Highly doubtful. Possible, but not probable.
But I also remember, so I went to play some other games just to check it out, and I went to Saints Row 4. And while you can choose a black character and they have a black voice, all the rest of the voices were white that you can choose, because you can choose the voice and go up and down a level to make it higher or lower. And so it just made Saints Row forever. It just made me wonder. We get the illusion of culture on the front end, but we never really know on the back end how that looks. You know what I'm saying?
Like the voice actors and stuff. Yeah.
But then, I guess to be fair, it's difficult when you get to change your character to black from white. You know what I'm saying? Like in all three games I named, you get to choose what color your character is. So the default of your character is already white. So I can add Mass Effect to that list. I can add other games to that list as to where the character was meant to be white, but you can change them to black.
I mean, but having voice selection would fix that to where you can change it from the default voice as well. So that's not really a reason to not have an appropriate voice for the character just because the default character was white. If you're gonna allow me the option to make the character look more like me, the character should also sound more like me. Or it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like I'm watching this black girl run around that sounds like Becky. I don't understand.
I don't know. And a part of me is getting to a point where I'm wondering, you know, is that asking for too much in America? Knowing what America is made of, should I just play this game and enjoy the game for its wonderful value and how gorgeous it is and the action and the exhilarating feeling that I get? Should I just enjoy that? Or should I be overly critical of all of these different components of the game that I don't have to focus on, but I notice?
America wants to be a melting pot of culture when it is beneficial to America. Because if you want to still pander to people about how, you know, people of all different cultures come here, then you should also make all of them feel represented here as well. Like, you're going to sell the game to them, they should be able to be represented in the game. Totally. It's not that, I don't know that it's asking for it, like, because I don't know that it's that difficult of a thing to do. Like,
but what if it was? What if it was that difficult of a thing to do?
How would it be difficult?
Let's say you got an 8 gigabyte disk, and in order to put a whole nother stream of voice data on it for the possibility that somebody selected this voice, you got to have another gigabyte of data. And so you got to compress the visuals of the game and some of the content of the game to get another streamlined voice in it that somebody might not even choose.
But that would be the same. Why put extra different clothing choices in? Because somebody may not choose that particular shirt or that particular pair of pants. Why give options at all? Because of course everybody's not going to choose everything. You put the variety in there so that it caters to a lot more different tastes. Not because, you know, more people are going to choose it or not. So that could be said about any of the choices that you have in any game.
But I guess the only ramification this choice has is that it makes me feel a certain type of way to have made my character black and for him to sound white. You know, I mean, so that context wouldn't exist for a lot of those other choices. Those other choices are a part of enjoying the mechanics of the game. One of them is just me feeling uncomfortable or not being represented appropriately. Mm-hmm. Or just put all white people in the game. You know?
Well, but if they do that, then more people will be upset about that than they will be the voice.
I don't know. I mean,
why
some people would be mad.
But why do you think they start interjecting other cultures in the games in the first place? Like,
because they need criminals and bad guys.
And also because people were upset that they were not, like, they couldn't play with somebody that looks like them. I guarantee you, if they backtracked and made all of the character choices white, people would get fucking mad. Gamers all over the place would be pissed off, especially with the game. Like, gamers come in all shapes, sizes, colors, nationalities. Now everybody play fucking games, so I think that would cause more of a problem than the voices. Like, I think more people would be upset about not visually being represented than phonetically represented.
I don't know, but the truth of the matter is, as an African American in this society, regardless of how small it is, these are just some things I feel like a lot of African Americans experience. You know, those moments in which little things that are very tedious and might not even make a difference in the big scheme of things, sometimes you just recognize it. Sometimes you just see it. Sometimes you notice things that other cultures, white people, won't notice, because I'm pretty sure any Asian American or Asian person that played that game and saw that lady and heard that voice, they felt a certain type of way about it too. You know? So, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up as a talking point about the situation and let everybody know how great the division is. It's a cool game. The next thing I got is this dude named Yada.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I don't know if y'all have seen any videos with this dude named Yada, but is apparently a member of the Hotep community.
Which is some annoying ass motherfucking people.
Now,
no shade to the Hoteps.
Hotep is supposed to be something positive. It's supposed to be something that emphasizes the strength in the black community and greatness, but it has been over. What word I'm trying to use? They overdoing it.
Way too much. It's now just racist and misogynistic.
Yeah, racist, misogynistic. So basically, this dude Yada is. Bossip published an article that said, "Is this the new Hotep king?" Which, when I say Hotep they overdoing it, it's gone from black people are strong and you should, value black people and your skin and your ancestry, to white people are doing everything to try to murder you. And everything that you consume is bad. And everything that you participate in is terrible. Oh, you're a black person that does this thing that I don't agree with. Well, you're a black person that is not in touch with your roots and you've been lost and brainwashed by the white man. And they have completely taken the idea that you should value yourself and over exemplified it to make it seem like black is the only thing that exists. And if you don't agree with that, then you can die somewhere. And this dude...
Stay woke, my brother.
Stay woke. Third eye.
Thank God.
So this dude Yada basically records videos talking about stuff like reading the ingredients off of a water bottle and saying, you see this sodium carbonate? This ain't got no business doing in here. Water ain't got nothing in it but H2 and O. And if you drinking this with these extra ingredients, they killing you slowly.
I guarantee you his motherfucking ass don't even know what the H2O stands for. Talking about H2 and an O. All right.
But I just wanted to shed some light on that idea. Now, there's a lot of people that's changing it kind of to like wanting to call it no-tep to separate it from what Hotep is supposed to represent. But it's one of them things where the damage is done.
It is. Nobody
Hotep,
really
y'all
respects
need something
it.
else.
Yeah, because nobody really respects it. People roll their eyes if they know what it is and hear you say that. Like, it's not respected anymore. It's really not. Like, if you just look up Hotep, you're probably gonna find a whole bunch of satirical pieces written making fun of it because they're just annoying.
I mean, one, they racist. So
they're racist
anything that white people have done, white people have created, pretty much everything that you do, everything that you think about, everything you think
going
from
to
philosophy,
church,
going to church, religion, what you eat, everything, white people have done it to you. And until you start eating grounds that were raised, foods that were grown on the grounds of Zamunda, then you ain't shit. And you've been brainwashed by the white man, and you ain't coming back. You've been tricked, and you're still a slave. You're still under slave mentality.
Oh my God, I hate when they say that shit.
You're still a slave.
Okay.
Just ain't no chains. You got the chains around your neck. Okay. You're a financial slave. Like it's just so much criticism of.
All it is criticism. It's criticism of everything that isn't them. Literally anything you could potentially do, from the book bag you got on your back while you listen to this, but like anything is gonna be you not choosing it. It's white people choosing it for you. You don't even realize that the white people chose it for you, that you ain't even got no choice in the matter. Like, get out my face. Like, the fuck is wrong with you?
So that's the racism, and then you got the misogyny. God. Between men and women, it's different. Women are supposed to be subservient. Women aren't supposed to be independent. Women, I don't know, they're just so critical of the role that women take, you know? And I saw a meme the other day, and it had the woman who climbed up the pole to take down the Confederate flag. Mm-hmm. And it said, this is the kind of pole that I want my daughter to be climbing up. And it had a picture of a stripper on the other side, like... And I'm like, come on, bro.
Oh, fuck.
Like, I don't know, but this dude Yada is
then your daughter becomes a stripper, then where we at? The fuck out of here.
Like, you can have daddy issues with your daddy in the house.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
very much so.
You can. Yes, you can. Yep.
But this dude Yada has just become put under the microscope. The actual article said, is this the Hotep king? He wear this big stupid looking hat and start talking about fruits and vegetables, and just go look up Yada, man.
Just running his fucking mouth about nothing. That's essentially what he does.
Y'all, if y'all listen to some of his videos, look at his Facebook page, y'all will get it. And either you'll like it and adopt to it, which is a problem, or because it's a big following in the Hotep community.
There still is. Yeah, it's still a lot of them out there, but I think people just make fun of them now. Instead of getting like upset about it, they're jokes now, but there's still a lot of them. There's still a very large community.
I think, but to be honest, when he first came out, I honestly believe that it was satire. Because
you always want to give people the benefit of the doubt, so you didn't want to believe that somebody could be this fucking stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it either has to be on. Which one is more logical? Either he is intentionally doing this and he got some sense, or he is that stupid. And I just don't want to believe yet that people are that stupid. So the one that makes the most sense to me is this is satire. He know what he doing, and it's to be funny and to make up. But I think a lot of people started to follow him, and to maintain that popularity, he started pretending like he was a little bit more serious. You know? Or he could just be that fucking stupid.
My vote is that he's just that fucking stupid. But you know, I'm cynical, so. It's just my personality.
Hotep, you can't do nothing, man. You can't even write on white paper. White paper.
Why the paper got to be white?
Exactly.
Why we got to write on white paper?
They can't write without us, though. Paper ain't nothing without that black mark on it, is it? I don't know, man, but I just wanted to have a little dialogue about the Hotep community.
Fuck those guys.
I don't know nothing else about it, man. All I know is all the memes that I see, And if you are a member of the Hotep community, or you understand this stuff a little bit better than me, then send a message to the Conversation Con Artist page. Send an article to the Conversation Con Artist page. I'll check it out. Give me something good that's gonna help me understand what this is y'all talking about.
A whole lot of bullshit.
I don't care. I'll read it. I'm gonna still feel the same way I feel at the end. I'm gonna let you know that now. But I will understand it more deeply. And I'll take that.
Okay.
But that's all I got. That's all I got for deliberate nonsense.
People are fucking crazy. This was a really weird week.
Yeah.
It was just a weird week for me.
Did you hear about the dude that played a prank in North Korea? He played a prank in North Korea. Now he got 15 years of hard labor.
The fuck did he do?
I don't know what he did. He was on interview crying. He is American.
Oh.
Yeah, he's an American that went to North Korea, played a prank, and now he's fucked up over there.
Not to be racist, but was he white?
He was white.
And the only reason I asked that is that they just don't. They go too far with the pranks and shit sometimes, and you probably shouldn't be doing pranks in another fucking country where you don't necessarily understand the culture, so you don't know if shit's gonna be deemed more offensive there than it is, where you're from. Probably should watch your ass if you're somewhere else. Like, maybe don't do pranks in other countries.
You been watching them hood pranks? They just really. What's gonna happen one day is one of them white boys gonna get killed, and it's gonna be on tape.
Oh, they go to the hood?
Yes. Okay, let me tell you about a couple of them. In one of them, these dudes, it's one channel they be always doing this. They go up to dudes and they take their cell phone to check the time. Just anybody that got their cell phone out, they take their cell phone and check the time.
You gonna get your ass whooped. What?
That's one of them. Another one, dudes that sagging, they walk up behind them and try to pull their pants up. Now in this video, a couple of guns fell out of they waist while this was happening, and the dude started to try to run, saying, "No, it's a prank, it's a prank."
Prank my ass.
Yeah, I know. Like,
shit.
One of them, this white boy was walking up to people and saying, "Hey, what's up, my neighbor?" You know what I'm saying? Like, almost saying, "What's up, my nigga?" But
we didn't talk about that
what's
on
up,
the
my
show
neighbor?
Before. Correct?
Like, dang, what's the other one? But they got like a bunch of these.
You gonna get stomped out. What's the point? What is the point? What is the purpose of this? I was finna say point and purpose together that first time, but what is the purpose? For what? To get your ass kicked? Why is this funny? It's not funny.
I think it's the poor man adrenaline rush. I think that there are people that are seeking adrenaline rush from somewhere, and they not jumping out of planes. They going into high stress situations, and
jumping
they getting
out
their
of
rush from doing
planes
stuff
will be
like that.
safer than running through the hood, snatching shit from folks. I'm not finna fucking do that, and I'm black. They whoop my ass. So.
Now, it's a couple of funny ones now. So it's one of them where they tie a string to a bicycle, a nice bicycle, and like a strong string, and they tie it to like a tree or something heavy, and they leave it out, and somebody will try to steal it, and they'll start peeling off real fast, and then they'll just catapult over the front after the string get to the certain point.
Well, that's kind of funny.
Then they got another one where they connect the bike to a taser. So when you sit on the seat, it's a metal seat. When you sit on it, they activate the taser, and dudes just jumping off of the seat like, what was that? Like,
that's kind of, okay, that's funny to me. One, because you're not around to get your ass whooped. And two, should have been fucking stealing.
Exactly,
but if I'm
they
walking
thieves.
down the street minding my motherfucking business, don't snatch my phone from me. Don't touch my pants.
Yeah, it's...
So I can understand those other two. Basically, again, I wouldn't do that shit. Like,
man,
I'm not finna go to none of these neighborhoods in Birmingham touching shit. I promise you. The fuck? I'm not trying to end up on First 48. Well, we don't be on First 48 no more. But still.
That being said, don't do that shit in the hood. But fucking definitely don't do that shit in North Korea. Okay? Don't do it.
Look,
in any other country.
Other country prisons is different, man. The fuck?
Now, I don't know what 15 years of hard labor means.
I think they still do like fucking chain gang, like
They probably gonna be
breaking
They
rocks
probably gonna
and
be
shit.
making products for American companies. Sending shit back home, sending letters and toys. Please don't save me.
Save me. Hell no.
No, you actually did that shit.
Should have did it. Stupid. Fucking stupid.
But anyway, you got anything else on your mind?
I do not.
Well, until we come to the next episode,
We out.
holla.